conflict. And joining us now is Professor Ayal Kimhi, the Vice President of the Shoresh Institution for Socioeconomic Research. Professor, 9.4 billion shekels a week is a staggering number. How sustainable is that level of economic shutdown if restrictions continue beyond the weekend, which is being suggested that that might be the case given the timeline from President Trump?
Well, it really depends on the development in Iran. I mean, if this attack is going to last for much longer, then I guess Israel will have to free some of the market. I don't think we're able to stay home for such a long time, and hopefully those attacks are going to the attacks on Israel are going to be fewer and fewer, and then we'll be able to take the risk and go back to work, at least some of us. I see the main problem is in the education system. We've seen during the COVID pandemic, and we've seen during the war that we had in the last 2.5 years, that children have trouble coming back to school after these breaks, after these tense periods. And this is going to affect the next generation. Even if the economy is going to survive and we're able to find a way to grow and close the deficit, the next generation is going to pay a price. And this is something that we don't see that much, but we're going to hit it in the long run.
The finance ministry is pushing to partially reopen the economy despite the security concerns. But from an economic standpoint, how do you balance home front safety with preventing long-term financial damage here?
Well, that's not my field of expertise, but sometimes you have to take risks. You have to evaluate what's worse I mean, keeping the economy shut down for such a long time is going to have a huge price, and you have to take a considerable risk of opening it at least partly. Now, of course, if the conclusion of the war and the day after is going to be the best scenario ever, which is, first of all, it will be short. Second, we'll have a different regime in Iran that is not going to be a threat for the region. Then we might see even higher prosperity in Israel in the long run. So we're able to cover the deficits and get back to normal, and even better than that. But on the other hand, if you look at the pessimistic scenario in which the war is going to continue and continue, and these deficits are going to accumulate, then we'll have an economic problem in Israel for sure. Our debt is going to rise. Our international situation is going to deteriorate, and it will take a long time to recover.
You know, globally, we are seeing oil volatility. We're seeing stock market swings and concerns about inflation. How exposed do you think Israel's economy is to this prolonged energy disruption?
Again, it depends. It depends on how long it takes and what will be the day after. I think if it's going to be in the optimistic scenario, things are going to come back to normal quite soon. In the pessimistic scenario, we're going to have maybe a global crisis. I don't know if it's going to be similar to what we had in 1973, but I think the world is now in much better shape to confront such a problem in the oil market than it was in 1973. So personally, I don't see that. I don't see a major problem here.
Right.
Again, still depending on how long this is going to take.
Okay, I'd like to thank you for joining us, Professor.